Welcome back. A recent study by the National Center for Family and Marriage Research at Bowling Green State University found that 25% of recent divorces involved couples married for more than 25 years. My next guests, William and Aretha Kelly, are a married couple here to share some of their thoughts about the challenges of marriage and benefit from Hassani Pettiford's own brand of common sense solutions. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
so, we're all starting off pretty calm here, but we talked a little bit before the cameras rolled about the differences between how men and women communicate. And even before the cameras rolled, I could feel Aretha and I kind of feeling each other, and William and Hassani sort of feeling each other. So tell me, what happens in the male-female dynamic that goes right, and when does it go wrong?
I think at the end of the day, we haven't learned to appreciate the differences that we have in our relationships. And we think that commonality, or what makes a good relationship work, is that we think the same, we act the same, and we're common in every single area. But sometimes a great relationship is expressing and celebrating the differences. Men and women are wired completely different, so our styles of communication are different. As you were talking about, women speak in paragraphs. Men, we speak in bullet points. And so oftentimes it's hard to really connect in terms of communications and make sure that we're really hearing each other.
Wow. Well, I know my husband's not here today, but I know quite often when I'm talking, he's like, bottom line, babe. Bottom line.
Get to the point.
But I'm like, no, because there's a lot I want to tell you. And, you know, there's all these little details that make the difference. Bottom line.
And men want to solve problems. You
Right.
just want to talk
He does
and
want to
share.
get to
We
solve
want
them.
to
He
solve.
does.
We want to come up with that solution,
Right.
and you're not necessarily looking for that.
Okay.
And so we come into communications with different expectations and agendas, which makes it hard for us to really connect.
Well, do women then have to set it up more and say, honey, I don't want you to solve this. I just want to talk to you about it? Or would that still be painful, even if you knew the paragraph was coming?
That's a part of understanding the perspective in which your partner is coming from. Because if I understand why you want to talk,
Right.
then I know how to respond to the conversation. Absolutely.
All righty. So what do you think, Aretha and William? What are some of the most common issues that you find in your communication?
Well, I find that maybe, like you said, I'm speaking in paragraphs. I am very, very detailed, and William just wants to get right to the point. So when I'm talking to him, I feel like he's not listening. So then I say, are you listening? Are you listening? And he's like, yeah, I'm listening. That's what did I say? So then it's a conflict.
I don't want to hear that. What did I say? I'm not a student or a child, so sometimes I react like, I'm not going to repeat that. I'm not your child. So I'm listening, but I'm not going to repeat what you
Is that the
said.
problem with male-female communication in long-term relationships, is that we're getting a series of reactions?
We are. A lot of times when we're talking, we're focused on what we need to say next. We're focusing on the response. And what Aretha's referring to is what we call the drive-through talking technique. When you go through a drive-through at your McDonald's, you're placing your order. You want them to recite back to you what you just said to them, so you're sure that they got it right. You don't want to drive off and all of a sudden your order is completely wrong. So it's a good technique, but oftentimes if we don't understand the reasoning behind why we're asking these questions, it can come across as, well, wait a minute, why are you trying to control me? And why are you trying to treat me like a child? And so that's what I mean by having complete understanding when we engage in conversation.
Do you also think it is a matter of trust? That I need to trust that my mate has good intentions, so that even if he doesn't say a lot back, I trust that he's actually listening, he's heard every word, and even if his response is not as long as I would want it to be, but I'm trusting that he wants me to be happy and that his style of communicating that to me is just different. Is trust an issue?
True, it is an issue, and that speaks to the insecurity that people have. Now, let's qualify that, because when a person says, oh, you're just insecure, well, wait a minute. Being insecure means that you may be insecure in the relationship in terms of how things are going. And so in order to make me feel secure, I need to be able to trust that you have my best issues at heart when we're communicating and dealing with certain issues. And I think if we understand people's perspective before the conversation takes place, it allows us to balance out the techniques that we may want the partner to apply that they may not be applying because we're wired differently.